Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So my voyage through the Jodie, what? That's quite vile, actually. I can't think of anything that makes me feel less sexy than saying the words "my voyage through Jodie." My voyage through Jodie, thankfully, mercifully, is reaching it out. I've done a deep dive reviews on most of the stories. I still want to do the Villager dildo, the Villa of Mary Shelley's dildo, the Cyberman, and the Timeless Children. I want to do those 3 ones, and I think by that time maybe her final story will have aired, and so I'll cover that one. And then it's over, right? So why am I doing this? Why am I doing deep dive reviews on these stories? Because it's important to realize how bad it is, right? The memory cheats. And it's very, very true in this case. The memory really does cheat because we don't have much of a memory of it. Most of you are wise enough not to watch this nonsense, this dross, this absolute travesty of Doctor Who. Good for you, good for you. I've watched it so you don't have to, and boy, is it painful. It is very, very painful. But, you know, when you watch it, you kind of want to gloss over and get over it as quickly as possible. You don't want to dwell on it, and you don't notice quite how bad it is. And how bad it is on a professional level, like on a basic storytelling level. It's very, I mean, the acting's terrible as well, and the characterization and dialogues, it's all horrible. But the storytelling is abysmal. And this is a great example. Can you hear me? Oh, my God. I can see I do this during the review, right? I see the ideas that they're trying to put together, but the story that they place these ideas in is just a complete failure. It's not a story, right? And the reason I think it is it doesn't really matter. What they wanted to say is, what they really want to have is people say, oh, Chris Chibnall, you are so stunning and brave, encouraging people with mental health problems to go get help, right? You are so stunning and brave. That's what he wanted, and that's really all he cared about, which is why we got this non-story. It's a collection of meetings that doesn't really tie together properly at all. There's no real story to it, right? And you're watching it, you go, this is weird. And anybody who can write a story would actually be able to spot this, which makes me think that Chris Chibnall doesn't know how to write a story. And that's one thing to make me think it. Another thing that makes me think that is I've seen all of his Doctor Who, and he does know how to write a story. He's really, genuinely awful. Chris, I think you skirted by on, like, tricks and luck. You can't write. You need to learn how to write a simple, basic story. Start simply and work up. And it shows, right? Philip Hinchcliffe says Doctor Who is a show that finds you out. It's found you out, right? There is nowhere to hide in Doctor Who. And your lack of talent is just coming to the fore here quite magnificently. He co-wrote this with somebody. I can't even remember the name. Who cares? It's not very good, right? That's the headline. It's not very good, but how bad is it? Well, a lot worse than you think. Now, this episode actually contains what I think is the worst moment in Doctor Who of all time. The I feel a bit socially conscious scene when Graham asks the Doctor for help, and the Doctor's like, piss off, I can't help you, I'm too busy worrying about me. Which is, you know, Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who theme tune. Me. It really is, yeah. That for me, I think, is the worst moment in Doctor Who, worse than the Timeless Children, right? I really, genuinely think it's terrible. Fortunately, I don't think I have to go through watching this nonsense again, this painful nonsense again. I watched it, you don't have to, but again, it's worth looking at. It's worth studying to see quite how terrible it is. Before we get into it, hit the like button, the share button, the subscribe button. I like the subscribe button a lot. Comment. Let me know what you think. Sign up my Substack, my email newsletter. Sign up my pay Substack, even better. All those things are very, very good. I am pathetically grateful for all of you subscribing. Thank you very much and joining my Substack. That really makes my life better. Thank you. So like, share, subscribe, comment. Please let me know what you think. Now, let me hand over to me from last night when I reviewed this non-story, this absolute turgid piece of nonsense, which, you know, the money spent on it is just a disgrace. It's a disgrace anybody would spend money making this utter dreck. And that disgrace is something I'm about to watch now. Let me hand over to me from last night. No, not there yet. They actually have a cold opening. Another sign of complete and total failure, Doctor Who, is an absolute lack of consistency. Do you having cold opens or are you not having cold opens? Like, you should keep it the same, right? Right. You need to keep things uniform. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. And too much of Chris Chibnall's Doctor Who doesn't make sense because it's written for shit, quite frankly, right? It's just written for shit. It's unbelievable. So this isn't a real story, right? This is a collection of weird events that I haven't been able to string together in a coherent form yet. But we're going to try and work out what the plot is together. I think that's the plan. So it's our cold opening, and it's Aleppo, Syria, 1380. Okay. Good, quite good CGI shot, right? Are they making Aleppo look bigger than it was to say, see, not all cultures white? That seems to be what they're saying with this, but whatever. So we have this criminal, this thief, who's running and says, let me in, please, let me in. And they're like, oh, please, I'll be good. Can I come in? It's like, oh, I really shouldn't play. Oh, come on. Okay, fine, you can come in. All right, and then, okay, nothing about this is moral, right? It's so weird, right? So this nun woman says you can't keep going stealing in the shuk, right? The shuk is the marketplace, and her answer is the weirdest thing ever. This crazy bloody woman. Yeah, okay, look at her crazy face. She said, but you said creating happiness is good for my mental well-being. And stealing things makes me happy. What is this? It doesn't matter. Your mental well-being doesn't matter that much, right? There should also be social order. What are they thinking, right? Why are they acting like being a thief is okay? I don't understand. I just don't understand. There's no morality in this. And you're like, oh, you got me there. Yeah, you got me. If it makes you happy, mental well-being, oh, you're okay then. She's bonkers. Bonkers. It's like, but you got to watch out. The monsters are going to come again, and they kill. Oh, you got to be careful. Monsters said, don't worry, everything's fine. Meanwhile, that night, rah, you hear monsters, and she's like running around. Oh no, monster! And again, this intro doesn't work because they don't tie. It is tied in, but to the main story, but peripherally. It needs to be tied in more viscerally, right? Which it just isn't. And monsters shout, rah! They grab the person, and it's like, no, and she goes to hide, right? And the monster finds her, rah! And then you go, blum, 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 blum. And it's better with a cold opening. I mean, look, it's always better with a cold opening. But then you're into the shit title, blum, bum, 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 bum. Fuck me. Blum, bum, 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 bum. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, so shit. Right. I like this logo when I first saw it. Oh, man. Right. I just can't believe it. I really gave it the benefit of the doubt. I really did. Now it just looks just shit like me. Emma Sullivan directing it. It's written by Charlene James and Chris Chibnall. You both should be embarrassed to have your names on this, quite frankly. Right. Okay. Meanwhile, present day Sheffield. Whoop whoop! Here comes the TARDIS again, appearing in the place it normally does. Is it here, Keith Thump? It's one second. Fine. We're just going to be here for a little bit. I'm going to drop you off for a day. You can meet tomorrow at lunchtime, and we'll head off again. Here, Keith Thump. Oh, I'm a bit socially awkward, me. Oh, I'm just going to sit around. I've got so many things I can do, me. And she's clearly has no idea what to do. Like when they all leave. And all right, Cockle, I'm the only one with any acting talent in this room. Oh, you thought, I think you're absolutely right there. But I can make silly faces. Oh, silly face, Jodie. Jodie, silly face. Oh, look at that. So doctory. Icky thump doctor. I'm the doctor, me. Everybody needs to love me. God, this is shit. Oh, silly face, Jodie. Oh, more silly face, Jodie. Right. So then, again, none of this makes any sense, right? The TARDIS is invaded somehow by the super being. Hello, I'm creepy gay rapist. Hello, creepy gay rapist. Oh, you've invaded the TARDIS. Oh, Icky thought, what was that then? What was going on? And this is just such a convoluted plot that, like, how I don't. Okay, when we find out what's going on, we're going to try and work out how he could have possibly predicted the result he got, right? So Yaz shows up and her sister's there. Said, "Oh, I've learnt to cook. I'm still somewhat hotter than you." Ryan turns up with his mates and he's like, "Where you got? Where you been? I haven't seen you for months. You haven't called me, right?" And he's like, "I'm not doing so good right now. I need to be left alone." He's like, "Oh, let me in, though. Let me in. Let me in, though. Oh, you want to let me in? Okay, then in you come." He's got all these locks. He's terrified. And he's like, "Well, that's weird." Meanwhile, I don't know. Maybe if you had some kind of framing sequence that you knew how everything was tied together, it would have been more of a story, right? But oh god, the pre-title sequence should have been the weird, creepy gay rapist guy from Game of Thrones, right? It should have been about him enacting his plan somehow. He should have been part of it. And then it would have had a narrative thread that tied it together, but it didn't, because it's very clearly the mental health episode, right? You know, you got to go and look after your mental health, which is something I espouse, right? So he's playing cards with his friends. And so she says, so anyway, the invasion comes from the pre-title sequence, and she says, "Oh, I just got time, just a little bit of time to get there. You got a time machine, you stupid cunt." Oh God, I hate this. Here, let me plod around like Groucho Marx. Oh, that's very doctory. Yeah, I have hands-on hip acting. Icky thump, doctor. I'll talk to myself for a bit. You know, Tom Baker could barely pull it off. You? Oh my God. How is she so shit? It's beyond me. It's beyond me. Oh, Icky thump, how am I so shit, right? And she's done so much talking to herself. I really think this is impossible. I don't understand. Icky thump. If you walk around and then finds the mad woman, right? Oh, fuck me, I'm scared. And hell no. And she's like, "Oh, don't worry, I'll look after you." Based on what? Based on what reconnaissance, right? How do you know you're going to look after her, right? Maybe there's a fleet of Dalek warships, right? That's about to zap you. And don't say, "Oh, I've dealt with that before." You haven't, dumb cunt. I mean, really? Most useless of the doctors, right? "Oh, I'll help you." Really? Good God. I'll remind you, you couldn't deal with one fucking Dalek. You need a whole group of people and a microwave, right? To be able to it's save the day. And you just open the doors. Everybody else did the work. God, you're the most useless doctor, right? It's just anyway. "Oh, I'll help you. I always help people in trouble, me." Like, no, you don't. Fucking disaster, Jodie. But of course, this is a stunning brave woman, right? Stunning brave woman. Oh, I'm a stunning brave woman too. Oh, we're both stunning brave women, because women are an underclass. Yeah, they're treated badly. toxic man. Oh, he thought toxic masculinity. And he says, "Oh, look, there's a monster now." Right. So the monster looks shit, of course. But okay, fine. And the monster comes and pounces. Oh, I don't recognize that. I don't know. She's so useless. Oh, Ecky Thump. Oh God, this is like, I know. Hi, I'm a weird-looking woman. Me too. Oh, this is stunning and brave. Yes. It doesn't matter that we're weird-looking. No, it doesn't matter. We're weird-looking women. This is Doctor Who now. Weird-looking women being weird. And shit. Oh, I got that monster acting. Oh, so convincing me, Icky thought. Oh, yeah, no, I'll use my magic wand. Oh, sonic screwdriver. I don't really understand. Meanwhile, Ryan's playing cards with his friends. Sorry. And he suddenly has a vision. He's like, whoa, and he sees that thing, and like this Jerry Anderson looking chick. Whoa, I'm a black woman. Equality. That's what we're about. Equality. Whoa, what's going on, Cockle? Don't understand, darling. Oh, hi. I'm a black woman. I don't really get. Okay, fine. So he's like, well, that was weird. And he's like, because he just kept dealing cards as he's doing that. Meanwhile, Ryan's mate's mate is the place is a mess. He's like normally anally tidy. He's like, what's going on? He's like, I'm having a bit of a rough time. I don't know. He's like, well, do you want to talk about it? Oh, I don't know. Or let's talk about it then. Yeah, but you've been gone. Anyway, meanwhile, so he's okay. But basically, he said that he's been having bad dreams, and then he sees the guy in the dreams outside the dreams. This is very good. Looks very good, I have to say. And Ryan says, he'll stay there the night. Okay, Ryan. Nothing weird about that. Meanwhile, Yaz's sister has made a really good-looking curry dinner, right? So you learn to cook. And he says, look, we don't have to mark it every year. It's like the complete lack of character development. There's no development. There's like sledgehammer revelation after it's like, what? Like, what? Where'd this shit come from? Right? And you still dream about it, right? Well, sometimes anyway. And she says, so look, we'll do what you normally do. We'll get a pizza and fall asleep on couch watching a movie or something. So no, I always do that, and that's what happens. She falls asleep on couch watching a movie, and she makes a dream. She's in a deserted Yorkshire road. Oh, you can feel the racism everywhere. It's me in a Yorkshire road, and I see a policewoman. What could it mean? Maybe they're bad. Or F the cops, right? F the cops. Oh, am I bad? Meanwhile, she's over there for some reason. And she wakes up and says, oh, what's up there? And then she looks over and the weird gay rapist guy is back. Oh, what are you doing, weird gay rapist? And he goes, flush. And he's like, no. And then he appears over at Ryan's mate's house. And he goes, oh, I'm going to do weird gay rape. I got that face on. Weird gay rape time. Maybe a bit of anal probing. I didn't see that coming, did you? Get it? Oh, yeah. Suck it in his ear. Nothing weird. I mean, this is so shit. Fuck's sake. Can you imagine somebody showing this at Barry Letts? I mean, really? Like he wouldn't just show them at his office. He would call them, get them to a mental institution. Fuck me, this is. I mean, like, and you know what this is? This is Doctor Who written by a chick. I hate to tell you, and not a geek girl chick, but a chick that like thinks, oh, this is what Doctor Who is like, right? It's not. This is shit, right? And he's sucking it out of his ear. It's weirdly sexual. I don't really like it, right? It's a bit weird. So now it's turned into like a glass dildo thing in his mates there. Oh, and he grows his hand back. Now more wet willying. And Ryan wakes up and says, oh, what's going on? Meanwhile, just awful doctor dialogue, right? So much bad doctor dialogue. Oh, and when she's trying to figure things out, she's not very convincing. Okay, so fine, you got to come with me via the telepathic circuits to find your monster thingies. So she gets a call from Ryan. He said, "Oh, you need to pick me up. What's his name? I just been evaded." And so does Yaz say the same thing. And then Graham's like, I had a Thunderbirds chick in a dream while I was dealing cards. Bit weird, really." He said, "Okay, I'm gonna stun it all together. So I'm gonna come. Oh, we're gonna go and pick you up, right?" She gets a hair from one of the monster thingies, and they go into the TARDIS in the very, very not gay vortex, right? Not gay at all. The big rainbow vortex. That's probably how Rusty Davis is going to do it. Yeah, I can imagine it's going to be a rainbow vortex, don't you? I don't know. That seems like the sort of thing he would do. Anyway, so they plug into the telepathic circuits to go to the source. And again, her sleuthing is the shittest thing ever, right? And so here's what we'll do. We'll pattern telepathic circuits, and we'll be able to trace it back and find it. And we're like, well, what about my mate? And like, what's going on? And why are you so shit? So I can't even remember what I'm talking about, right? So they're plugging. So he tells them about the what's the name, the Thunderbirds looking woman, the Terrorhawks woman. And they're connecting him to the telepathic circuits to be able to work out what's going on. Oh, this might hurt a lot, by the way. I'm a bit silly, me. Oh, a bit silly. But she pulls out the image, and he's like, "Oh, what's this dark magic? Oh God, what the fuck? Why? What? I mean, like at this point, the director should go up and say, Jodie, love, I love what you're doing. Could you just not make it shit, right? That'd be really good. Yeah, how about that?" And they take us to this weird spaceship, right? So they appear there, and it's like the Doctor is basically the definition of impossible. Oh, yes, Queen Slay, girl power, right? Oh God, this is a shit. Anyway, I digress. So they're the definition of impossible. So yeah, she's exploring, and again, awful Doctor dialogue. Oh, I want to lick her pussy. Me too. She just makes me gay for the Doctor. I said, "Oh, this place has more secrets to yield," and I'm annoyed that they spent money on realizing this and not something else, right? It's what a waste of resources. So then they arrive again. I mean, this should have been where we started. This should have been where the episode started, right? I mean, this is where the story starts, right? But it's not. You just told everything in hindsight because it's just written for shit, right? They should have started with the two worlds together. There's too many ideas going on, essentially, right? Okay, essentially, you got these two worlds that were at war with each other, and it turns out there were these evil species thing that was feeding off them. and so they separate them. Oh, they put these god things, and they sacrifice. It's so shit. They sacrifice their planets to hold themselves in geostationary orbit against each other with the god in the middle thing. It's just stupid, right? But anyway, it should have at least started with that, right? And then I don't know, intercut Aleppo with the A story of the doctor dropping everybody off, right? But again, basic storytelling, right? Basic bloody storytelling. And they're like, oh, that's just what I saw, Doctor. I don't really understand. It's just insane. So she works out that the orb that somehow that's they zoom in, right, and they zoom in more. Said, oh, that looks familiar. They zoom in more, and they say, oh, they worked out this orb is some kind of prison. It's been trapped there between the both planets, and it can't move. And he's like, yeah, there's a blonde black chick in there, right? She looks like she's out of Terrorhawks, right? That's the one, right? And then Yaz notices all the fingers. It's so shit. Okay, I mean, I can imagine. Can you imagine picturing this as John Nathan Turner? Even will go like, oh no, that sounds awful, right? That just. I mean, like, how are kids supposed to emulate this? Like, it's stupid. I don't understand, right? I don't freaking understand. How are kids supposed to emulate this garbage? Which is what I mean. You know, if you have fingers as a villain thing, like have it so that I just don't understand. It's not good, right? I mean, that's the bottom line I'm trying to get to. It's not very good, right? Okay, so they got the evil fingers of doom, right? Man, we're not even halfway through the screen grabs. This is terrifying, right? And they're like, oh, look at all the fingers, and they're like, also, whoever this is must have trapped that person in there, right? This ship is holding them there in place. Must be the bad guys keeping prisoner, right? That's what's going on. Meanwhile, she's walking around and she finds all these like people from a little tribal hut thing, wherever she's from, and she's really just awful, right? Again, why was she stealing at the beginning? Why was that okay? Because we've forgotten about that completely, right? How is it okay that she's a thief, right? I mean, like, if you're gonna make her a thief, you got to give her some kind of redeeming quality. Otherwise, she's just a cunt. But they're like, oh no, I have vagina armor. Vagina armor makes me virtuous. So yeah, weird gay rapist shows up. He goes, oh no, and they all come around. They, oh, you'll never take us alive, a pig. Yeah, oh, I don't know. And he's like, ah, you haven't seen my power of my fingers of doom. Oh no. And they're all suddenly in dream sequences. Yaz is remembering. Oh no! What happened when? Oh, my sister's there. None of this makes any sense. Who are? I don't really know who this person is. Quite frankly, is it a sister? It could be. She's not very distinct. I mean, I saw her for a brief moment, and again, we don't know who any of these people are, right? And evil-looking policewoman, evil-looking policewoman. Maybe the pigs are wrong. And she's in a bondage fantasy, yet really strangely not very sexy. Not a very sexy one. You could do whatever you want to me. Fine, I'm going to leave you alone. Ryan, meanwhile, dreams his friend who's old and he's left him forever. And everything's everything's bad, and he remembers the dregs. Oh no, the terrifying dregs from Orphan 55. That's not a good idea, is it? Right? Hey, let's throw up a monster from the the shittest monster of all time from the shittest episode. Yeah, and their insanity that they thought this was good. Fuck me. It's beyond me. Meanwhile, we actually have some really disturbing horror now. As Ryan wakes up, Graham wakes up, he's still got cancer, and his wife doesn't recognize him, and she says, "You're gonna die. It's terminal, right?" And his performance is great, but it's so tonally wrong. And we're over halfway through, and nothing's connected. This is not a mystery. This is a badly told sequence of events, right? If you wanted to make it again, you needed to firstly study writing. Okay, again, you should have started with the woman being trapped in the bubble thing, maybe, and him explaining, him escaping, and then maybe you could have had him like following the TARDIS, right, as it goes from place to place. And he stops off in Aleppo, right? But you get, there's ways you could have written this as a story. But no, it doesn't matter because nothing matters. It's all about mental health, right? That's it. We just got to get the message over, right? Message of the week. So the doctor also, Dr. Mima asks her how she comes. She said, "I'm just the bestest ever." So he meets Zelen meets her, and he explains his whole motivation, right? For some reason, right? So, hi, I'm going to do an info dump for the story now, right? He said, "Well, we're going to set the person free from the orb. How about that?" Oh, I said, "Oh, that's actually exactly what I want you to do, right?" It's like, "Oh, really?" Yeah, I'm afraid. Yeah, we've been wanting you to do that for a while. That's what this whole plan was for. Fuck. Really? I fucked up again. Yes, I fucked up again. Yes. This was all my plan. I was going to get you to break out the woman from the orb. It's like, it's just like, what? And then his name drops the Eternals and Toymaker, and he says, "Oh, Eternals is boring. I was going to have so much more fun now that you let my friend out, right?" Again, she's just been totally beaten, right? Like completely humiliatingly beaten. But it gets worse than that, right? It's about to get a lot worse. So it turns out the doctor has fucked up again, been forwarded news again. Worst info. So now we get the worst info dump in the history of Doctor Who, right? We get the whole thing animated, telling you exactly what's going on. So fine. So now she's been saved. And he said, "No, sister, how are you? Free at last." Yeah, worst info dump ever. They have these celestial beings, and they manipulate these planets to be at war with each other. Eventually, they teamed up, and they sacrificed themselves to hold themselves in orbit, imprisoning her while the other one escaped, right? And, "Oh, I'm tied up and useless. Kill her now! For fuck's sake! For the good of the universe, then, just kill her now!" Regenerate. It doesn't matter. She doesn't regenerate. Just kill her now. She's too destructive. He says, "Okay, now we're going to go to Earth and fuck around." It's like, "Oh, I've been a bit of a dumb cunt. Oh, I can't tell the fam I've been a dumb cunt again." We'll just gloss over it, right? We'll just go over it. So then they go to Sheffield, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna suck out all your fears and bad dreams, yeah, because I'm evil, right? Evil." Meanwhile, the Doctor has her nightmare. It's the timeless child. Yes, we haven't only just referenced Orphan 55. We've also referenced Timeless Child. How fucking stupid are these people? Right? I mean, like, honestly, how fucking stupid do you need to be? Unbelievable, right? It's unbelievable how fucking stupid it is. I was like, oh, I'm stunning and brave. Oh, I've woken up now. And so now she's just like, do you remember and I couldn't work out what was going on when I first saw it. Empire Strikes Back, right? Where because I was too young, really. I was like 10, right? Where Luke Skywalker was hanging upside down in the ice cavern, right? And he sees his lightsaber, and he like uses the force to pull it up. Somehow, Jodie does the same thing. Like she makes it jump from a pocket, her sonic screwdriver from a pocket into a hand, and it makes no sense, right? I mean, just none whatsoever, right? So she takes the fingers out of everybody's ears and said, "Oh, I gotta stop with all that." And here, you thought, none of that. She said, "Oh, I'm saving the day again." So we need that. And it's like, "Oh, I thank you saved me there, brother." And she sees a monster, right? And she goes, "Yeah, that's from your imagination, that monster thingy." But it's okay. I'm freaking useless. Fine. Okay. So I don't know, we're doing an info dump shit. And they're like, yeah, we can somehow suck them back in somehow. And she's putting everybody to sleep. Everyone's going to sleep, and the weird, scary gay rapist is appearing and fingering all the children. Yes, I'll finger the children for my sister. This sounds really weird, right? Finger the children for my sister. Yeah. I mean, why? Who thought this was a good idea? I will finger the little children for my to scare them, and make them disturbed. So feed my sister on their beautiful pain. Meanwhile, they go. Where they go here? Okay. So then we get Doctor in smug mode. That we've worked out how to do. Okay. God, this plan is so unbelievably stupid, right? And the Doctor has this really smug bit, said, I have so many plans crashing from it at once. It's picking out which is the best one, right? Which is the best one. That's the tricky bit. So the monster thingy in the pre-title sequence from Aleppo, they go there. I remember. Again, it wasn't very clear, which is you know what? I tell you what. Let's look at the IMDb. Can you hear me, Doctor Who? Synopsis. See if they say it in the synopsis. It's really bad. All right. Where is it? Where is it? Come on. We've got so many here. Yeah, Wikipedia. There you go. The Doctor frees herself and her allies, discovers how to manipulate Zelen's fingers to engage the prison. Okay, fine. She's worked out to suck them back in the prison by reverse engineering the fingers from fingering the ones they've had in their ears. Okay. Knowing that the creature in Aleppo is a nightmare from his own mind and cannot harm her, the Doctor lures the gods of Aleppo to the traps. Okay, fine. So using the what's the name? The wolf monster things from the beginning. They get them to go to Aleppo, right? So, hey, you thought I'm so clever, me. Doesn't really explain it at all. Here, let me find another synopsis. Okay, so look at one at fandom.com. See if that one. Like, how are they luring them using the? Oh, so stupid, isn't it? It is so stupid. One second. Yeah, this is a much more detailed one. Okay, on a street. Okay. 1 second. The Doctor's group has returned to Aleppo and two immortals materialize in front of them. The Doctor tells Zelen that he was wrong about humans creating their own weaknesses, and they are stronger for living through it every day. Yeah, okay, this is a sort of like meaningless drivel. Fine, let's go back a little bit, right? Fine. So Rakea explains that after descending into this universe, Zelen and her came up with a game with 2 planets. Okay, fine. So they're the evil gods playing with the planets. So Doctor wakes up and shackled. Zelen thanks her for freeing Rakea, and the 2 immortals turn their power on Earth. And it's also Zelen's nightmares. Another finger arrives at the Doctor. With Zelen and Rakaya landing on the normal street, the Doctor dreams about a mystery, hearing the Spy Master story of the Timeless Child again, but this time picturing it with herself in the vision. She jumps awake and summons the sonic screwdriver in hand. How? Right? Freeing herself and all her friends and the other innocents with her friends awake, the Doctor sonics the fingers. Okay, firstly, how did she get her sonic screwdriver? Right, that makes no bloody sense. Fine. Freeing herself and the fingers of the other innocents, with the friends awake, the Doctor sonics her fingers to follow their bioorganic code as Ryan goes to wake up Taibu, that's his friend. Meanwhile, the Doctor realizes that the Chagaskas did not attack Tahir because they're the monsters at the beginning, because they're the manifestation of her own nightmares. Understand that she cannot defeat the 2 mortals. The Doctor works on a plan. He have so many plans, mate. So again, let's see if this plan makes any fucking sense. So on a street on Earth, Zelen tries to convince Rakea to take all the humans in one go, but she decides to do it slowly. Nearby, Zelen appears in a house to feed on the nightmares of a young boy, and Rakaya absorbs the energy. But they're interrupted by the Royal Chakaska heard across time. How? Fine. Finally worked it out. They hear the thing. How? They don't explain. So, like, so many important things they do not explain because they can't write the fucking story. Right? Hey, work your thump. I'm better than you. See, I got a plan. And they use these monsters to chase them and hey, look at me, I'm better than you, I'm a stunning brave girl, me. God, really? Oh yeah, look, this is Doctor Who now, right? How did this lose all its freaking ratings? Oh, you tell me. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. And so she manages to somehow trap them inside the ball of doom with a okay, this is awful. Now they're not just trapped, but they're also trapped with one of the monsters, and they're terrified. She's torturing them forever, and they don't even mention, like when David Tennant's Doctor did that in Human Nature, it was like terrible, right? It had a reason behind it. This they don't even mention it again. They go, "Oh, I'm so clever, me. I'm so clever." Meanwhile, next day, "Oh, I feel so much better, mate. Oh, you go and get yourself some help. Now. Go and talk to someone." And he goes and he says, "Oh, mental health is good. Mental health is good. Oh, now I've got to reveal my secret. 3 years ago, I was running away and a kindly, pleased woman looked after me. After my sister called and said, oh, I'll tell you what. How about this? 3 years from now, if things aren't better, I'll give you £50. And if they are better, you give me 50p, okay? It's not so bad. Shut up, your face. And like, oh, I'm not a scary police woman. Oh, see, I was fooling you in the story. There was no story, right? And so she goes to see him and she gives her the 50p. And hey, you've saved my life there. And worst moment ever in Doctor Who, right? The worst moment ever in Doctor Who. He's like, my dreams were about my cancer coming back, and can you say something uplifting? I'm fine, but I like, I'm a little bit self-conscious, me, right? I really should say something, so I'm just gonna walk over here and pretend look at his fucking face. He just begged you for help, you miserable mean cunt, and that's the face you give him. Oh, God, I hate this shit. Oh, all right, Doc, you're a funny one. You are. Oh, yes, you are. And they're like, oh, so, yeah, everything's good now. Now we're going to go to, I don't know, let's go see Mary Shelley. Again, it actually could have been a story had they given the shit to write it, but they didn't, right? I don't understand, okay? I don't understand. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.